Achta, pasuk in Re'eh, and that's where we learn out the mitzvah shchita. What does v'zavachta mean? According to some, that halacha of shchita, that meaning the main halacha, which is that the knife should not have any dent in it, any pegim in it, is not even halacha Moshe Sinai. We know that the 5 halachas are halacha Moshe Sinai, but some hold that the fact that it shouldn't have a dent in it, the pegima, is not even halacha Moshe Sinai, because the translation of the word v'zavachta, as it says in the parasha regarding shchita, means cutting only. And once there's a pegima, the Gemara explains in the daf yesterday and today, once there's a pegima, so in that spot, when the pegima passes across the neck of the behemoth, it's not doing a straight cut. It's pulling it and ripping in that part. And therefore it's not a kiyum of v'zavachta. And that's why, when it comes to a shchita knife, it's extremely, extremely important to have a knife that's completely smooth, top to bottom, without one drop of a pegima. Now, people don't understand what it means, pegima. And for the first many times that I touched the knife and checked the knife, I didn't even chap that there's a pegima. We think of a pegima as, we take out your kitchen knife, of course you'll feel lots of bumps in it. But when you work on a shchita knife for a long time, and you think, oh, I'm done, because it feels so smooth, and you're not going to realize a pegima doesn't necessarily mean what you're used to thinking it means. Even something tiny which you don't even notice, and you have to get your mind used to noticing it. That's also a pegima. So over here we have a shchita knife. This is a very simple shchita knife for chickens, obviously not for gasses, for animals. So this is a typical shchita knife, and as you see, the knife is extremely smooth. Now, are there pegimas? Hopefully not. But just because it looks like this does not mean that there are no pegimas. So the Gemara says, when we do Yud, Beis, Bedikas, 12 Bedikas. Why 12? Every time you go up and down, it's 2. Up 1, down 1 is 2. So, and the Gemara says you do it on 3 sides. The middle, and the side on one end, the side on the other edge, both edges, up and down. Of course, there could be a begim on the side, but not right in the middle. And that's already 6. The Gemara also says we do it, we're not just with our fingernail, also with our basar, running across our flesh. The minhag today is not really to do that. We're samech on our fingernails. So the way to do bedika on a sakin would be, of course, you have to hold the knife in a strong position. Make sure it's not wobbling, not moving. You start with your nail from the bottom. You got to make sure your nail is not in a crazy circumstance. If your nail is not properly sharpened, by the way, and I mean this, the sheikhtim, they do actually, they shape the fingernail in a way that it shouldn't make believe there's a pegima. It should also smooth. You start from the bottom, the very bottom, because there cannot be any spot with a pegima. You start from the bottom and you slowly go up with extreme concentration.
How many times a day do they check the knife?
Oh, it's a good question. But because I said extreme concentration, I'm not going to talk to anyone while I'm doing this. Okay, that was down the middle. Now, on one edge. Up. That was Bedika 3. Now down. And now on the other edge.
How do you know how much pressure to apply?
Well, it's a good point. It happens to be that. Okay, 1 second.
Can't talk. Only pressure on the tire.
I don't like that. So I felt something. I don't know if it's necessarily pegima, because, like you're all thinking, maybe it's my nail. Nails do get a lot of dents in them just from going up and down the knife. So we have to clean it off on something which we know is not going to make the pegima any worse. This is the common way of the shaykhim, just wipe it off quickly. You don't want to do it on the floor of the table or the wooden shelf. Now let's try again. Where are we over here? It's actually better. Which means that what I felt before was probably just a piece of schmutz or a piece of my nail that came off. Okay, now I would say the knife is kosher, but not muhuder. Hasn't been worked on in a long time. And for all those that are interested, we'll give you a chance to go up and down the knife. Do not try this at home. If you're not sure if your nail will handle it, or your nail is too short, and you may not limit it to your nail, then I don't suggest you try it.
Actually, thought you were going to do your tongue, but
Right. The Gemara says that some Amiroim will do it on the tongue also. But if you don't even do it on our hand, then we definitely don't do it on our tongue. The way to do it on the hand would be, not to slice your hand off, obviously, would be to run it either straight down or the other direction.
I could actually do it on my. I'm saying you want me to show you on my tongue. I can show you.
It's okay.
Avi, you know what chicken?
Ah. It's a really smooth skin for that.
Now the Gemara says, Bisra Achla and Bisra Livdika. The knife cuts basar, meaning the behemoth, and therefore that's how you should check the knife on basar too. And that's why we do it on our hand. So I'm going to pass it around anybody who wants to do a bedika, and I'll show bedika on a big one also. So the way Sheikhtim hold this is you put the handle over here on your elbow, on your elbows like that, and you hold it over here so you have much more support, and then
Holy cow.
you run up and down.
No, I missed that comment yet.
That's not a knife.
You want to see the knife?
That's
Wow.
children.
Only you.
It's like a classic.
Not bad.
Avi, we gotta get you
These things
let's
are
go.
not jokes. These things. So this cutting in the hand, this isn't a joke. No, it also has to be that thick. It can't be so thin.
Is it hard?
No,
Chef,
from
I'm asking how you hold it when you chef.
Hold on.
Wait, you just concentrate.
If it was like this thick, first of all, yeah, but
How do you smell
if it was strong, you wouldn't, because it would get lost in the neck.
Let's pull that.
So I'm saying,
Oh, the knife.
yeah, but you need to be so
Last one you
so
go.
What's that piece strong?
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Like even this is strong. By the way, these aren't weak knives.
Yeah.
These are strong knives.
Unbelievable.
Actually, never felt the street knife before. To be honest.
So the daf is talking about bedikas. That's what it's talking about.
Yeah.
Schieten.
Because knives.
It's actually pretty good. I would say it's kosher, maybe not the best, but I think it says kosher. And I'll just enough of the one line which is brought down, just to show you how serious what it means to be a sheikhet.
Like this.
Anyone want to try this one? You're welcome to. Be very careful.
How do you hold
And
the
bend like
behavior?
this.
No.
A little on the edge.
What?
What do you mean?
It's
No,
held
the
down
top. Meaning
by
it's
It's better to be a little bit rounder, so it doesn't have that oikets over there. Yeah, very good. Yeah. So Hungarian knives are bedafka, very rounded. That was the minig. And some hold yes, some hold no. It's been hogan. So it says that there's a remez. There's a remez from Chazal. U'shechatetem bozeh. We have in the daf today. Shechatem bozeh, and most professors say says that's remez to bedikas sakin, and it's just showing the knife and showing the check knife. Some say U'shechatem bozeh. What's bozeh gematria?
Whoa.
12. Bozeh is gematria 12. U'shechatem bozeh means with the 12 bedikas. You make 12 bedikas, like we just showed, up and down, 3 sides, and then with your flesh also. So that equals 12. Whoa, careful with that. Hey. And just, I don't know if you want to record this part 2. There was one sheikhet brought down the poskim. One sheikhet was fired from his job for not remembering that gematria of bozeh.
Wow.
Which city do you think it was? Which shtetl?
Frankfurt.
Well, Frankfurt?
Always
Maybe there too. But the one brought down is Brisk. The sheikhet was fired.
not so strange.
Because he didn't know.